How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins this week, and we're here starting out with some clothing sets as usual. But before we get into that, just to kind of give you an idea if you're new to this, what this video is, these skins are not all going to make it in the game, sadly. There's hundreds of skins submitted every week, and only 8 or 10 or so make it in every week, typically 8. And those change out every week. So these are just the skins that met the best quality and creativity within the guidelines that Helk has tossed out to the community. And yeah, these are just the ones that I go ahead and narrow down, send on out, and say, hey, you know, this is the best works this week. So that does not mean these skins will necessarily all get to make it in. You'll have to tune in on Thursdays to see when that happens. Sometimes the skins are a little later on Fridays. So anyways, enough with that. This set right here is by Milo. It is the No Name hoodie and pants. And yeah, it's kind of got a bright, yellow kind of, vibe going on here. Maybe not exactly the best thing, but it just depends. You know, some people want to wear full rainbow and run out there and don't care, and then some people want to camo in. Back here, though, one of the cool features is definitely this kind of like studded skull attached to the back there. Definitely a unique feature. And then on the pants, we have some kind of, like chains hanging around and some metal studs as well. So there you have that. Last week, we saw quite a bit of clothing sets, so it looks like this week we've got more on the door side and less on the clothing, so we're jumping straight into armor now. We've got the road sign gloves for the Space Raider set. So yeah, it's been a little bit since we've seen anything for it, so it's nice to see some more pieces to this set. And yeah, you've got the little 2 space there and some stars going on. There's even a little meteor on the side you can see, coming down, and Saturn sitting right there, and a little rocket on the top. And then if we go ahead and down to the boots, you can see you got the little space dude and the rocket going on through space, and yeah, definitely a nice addition. And then to go ahead and get kind of a better look at the gloves, we can go ahead and pop it on up. Oh, that's a bad one. I think I wanted to do this one. There you go. Much, much better. Next up, we've got a pair of gloves that are made out of diamond, and of course then are called the diamond hands. And yeah, there you go. So these are pretty shiny. At first, it may look like they're part of the mirror set, but you can see that it is definitely a different material here. And yeah, there you go. I mean, diamond gloves. It's one of those things I feel like a lot of people would probably like to have. There are those shiny, shiny hands. Blind yourself in the sun. There you go. Next, we've got a high qual set for you, and this one here is based off the recycler at the, well, not the recycler, the car crusher recycler, I should say. So over here, you've got a big old magnet hanging above a little Scrappy car. You've got, pieces of tire around the edges and as the strap screwed into here. And then on the mask, you can see the face has another big old magnet. You've got the little magnet symbol back there, and then we've got a big old recycle symbol here. So this one has a very nice scrappy look to it. One of those things that really looks like it was made in the world of Rust. We haven't had too many skins like that, so this I think would be a nice set for people who like the more scrappy vibe going on. I could definitely see a lot of people liking it for that reason. Next up, we've got something that's, I guess, halfway to Pinocchio. We've got Bark Face for you. And yeah, the whole thing's kind of made out of a very smooth bark. It's peeling off on certain areas. Even have a wood knot back here. And then if we go all the way up to the top, you've actually got this really cool little tree, which it'd be nice if maybe that was on the back or something. Because, I mean, when are you going to really see the top of someone's head very often, you know? Usually you're looking at the front or the back of it or something. Especially if you're aiming. But yeah, the face, you gotta love like there's a little hole. It has this kind of like shocked Pinocchio kind of face thing going on. And yeah, it's just pretty funny. So definitely a creative set. And then of course you do have a better view of the tree a little bit right here on the straps and the buttons or clasps. Can't talk today, whatever you want to call those. All right, let's get into our deployables for the week because there is quite a bit, as you can see down that line there. The first one is this really adorable sleeping bag. This one has a bunch of little Pookie bears all over it, and the various Pookies are wearing various rust armors. So, you know, that makes it very cool and cute in addition to that. You got a little Hazzy bear, then a wolf helmet bear, and a high qual bear. There's even one with a scuba suit. So, yeah, definitely quite a cool little skin. Moving on, we've got a couple furnaces for you, starting with this one right here. This is the Gold Ore Furnace by La Crempe. And yeah, you can see it has this beautiful gold ore that has some emission behind it when the furnace is on. And then the base of it itself is made out of gold. And it always, when someone makes something gold, it always makes me question, why isn't there gold in rust? That just kind of seems like one of those things that would make sense. But definitely a very beautiful furnace, for sure. Next, we've got another furnace for you. This one is very well sculpted as well. This is the Neolithic Furnace by Shia. And yeah, you can see it's got little carvings here and there. There's like a watchtower, I think some rock harvesting and a little sun, dude being chased by a bear, a bow guy shooting a naked, it looks like. Maybe he has a spear. That one arm looks a little long. But yeah, there's lots of little stuff going on. Then you got some nice overgrowth and then some cool little glowing through the top there. So definitely a beautiful design. Next, we've got a couple small boxes for you, and this one might look kind of familiar in the style for you, and that's because we got a furnace quite a long while ago for Halloween, and this is continued of that theme. So this is the demonic wood box to go along with that furnace. So definitely very cool. It does have some neat glow to it, and yes, that is a bit of a green shimmer to it that you get there. So definitely a unique look. Next, we've got another little box for you here, and this one is the Safari wooden box. And yeah, it just has kind of that safari theme. You've got lots of little bones tied to it, a little bit of tribal artwork there on the side to go along with it, and the skull painting there on the top. Definitely has a neat little, idea to it. And I could see if for people who want to do organization-wise, this could be like a small box to store your skulls and bones. So there you go. That could also be in addition to that. Next, we've got one large box for you, and this one is all about peace and vibes and rainbow. This is the Hippie Box by Fi. And yeah, man, if you just want to like chill out and do some tie-dye or something, this is where you could store it if we could tie-dye things, bro. But maybe you could store your like hemp here or something, man. Anyways, there's that. And there's the box. Next over here, we've got a locker for you. Not something we see skins for too often. And yeah, it looks like Kosum is giving a try at it with his flame-rated set. So we did see a pretty cool-looking large box that unfortunately did not make it in. Maybe this locker will be the start to the set. It definitely has a very unique idea with kind of like, the open burning embers inside of it. And it's kind of, a little bit beat up looking and so forth. But it has, a nice rust vibe to it. I think I could see a lot of people liking this, and it has been quite some time since we've gotten a locker. Now we've got doors for you. Starting out with a wooden door for you right here. This one is the Brothers of Fire wooden door. And yeah, it's just a continuation of that set. You can see there is a metal frame around the wood part, but you can clearly see the rest of the door is a wooden door, so that should be something that's fine. You always have to make sure that doors still look like the actual tier they are. If you made, a wood door look completely metal or so forth, that would be bad. So, yeah, this, I think, fits just fine there. It is clearly wood for the majority of it. Back here, you've got a couple of kind of what looks like, chicken wire and so forth, and we got a little more paintings of the fire and so forth, and then we've got a nice design of the red paint on there. It kind of reminds me of like a fire door, so I think that was probably the idea there. Next, we've got ourselves a epic looking sheet metal door to start off with. This is a part of the Steel Devil set by Johnny, and we got in the mean looking box, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this door. It has that same crazy mean look to it, some amazing sculpting work, and yeah, just absolutely pops out, stands out, and I can see a lot of people loving to rock this on their bases for sure. Just for that mean, metallic look to it. And it actually kind of looks like, something that could be made in Rust. You know what I mean? I could see a post-apocalyptic door like this for sure. Next, we've got something on the fluffier side, and this is fluffier side. It is the puffy sheet metal door. There you go, fluffy, puffy, close enough, right? There are two versions. There's a gold and a silver. I decided to show the silver because, I don't know, I feel like it kind of fits a little more, but the gold does look kind of good too, so be sure to check that out. I always have the link down in the video description. And yeah, this door looks like something that you could just like run up against and it would feel so puffy and nice. But obviously it's a metal door, so maybe not the best recommended idea. Definitely a unique look, and if you ever wanted to kind of make like a padded room where you can feel comfortable in Rust, maybe this is the door that would do it. Next, we've got some more kind of bright doors coming up right here, starting with this one right here. This is the Neon Cactus Metal Door by Kiva, and yeah, it has this awesome little neon on it. It's a cactus in a pot. The pot's even lit up with some neon. You can see the wires coming out to it. And then you've got all sorts of little symbols and stuff all around. You've got some like hearts and spades and clubs and diamonds and biohazard and rust and love and toxic, and there's even a C4 in there, so definitely very nicely done. Next, we've got a very cool looking door for you. This is the Blacklight sheet metal door, and at the top you can see there's the Blacklight, and then the rest of it is all these beautiful like glow drawings here. You've got aliens, peace symbols, handprints, mushrooms, the dome with a scary face on it. We've got a hot air balloon, a helicopter, a little bit of rust, a little bit of craziness. Is definitely a very creative door. Next, we've got a very fancy door for you. This one right here is the legendary gemstone door. And you can tell a lot of care went into making this door look very regal, but old and worn. So you can see all the cracks in kind of the marble-ish look to it. Even the metal pieces are all kind of scuffed up and so forth. But it definitely has a very has quite a beauty to it, besides the wear and tear. Next, we've got another padded door for you, but this one's a little bit less friendly looking. This is the 88 sec door, and well, there you go, it says 88, and yeah, I mean, it pretty much describes it. You've got what look like maybe lockpicks that were sharpened into spikes and welded onto the door, and there's definitely blood on there, so yeah, bloody handprint as well. Next, we've got something that this door is really unique. It's got a lot of really beautiful sculpting done to it, and it's not the most like colorful door either, but it's so interesting that it kind of makes up for that, you know. This is the Macabrous sheet metal door, and yeah, it almost kind of looks like veins, but then it's scarving. Is the carving skeletal? There's a tree kind of. Is it branching? It's definitely one of those things you can get lost in staring at, and definitely a very cool sculpt job. Next, we've got a couple of garage doors for you. Starting right here, we've got this skull with a salvaged sword. I wanted to say sheet metal sword. Close enough. This is the Holy Death garage door, and yeah, so there you go. Guess this might be a start to a set. I could see these colors being very pleasing to a lot of people. And yeah, it's definitely a cool skull and crossbones because, you know, the crossbones are the bone knife and the bone club. So definitely nice adding in the extra rust thematics there with it. Next up, we've got a garage door a lot of people have been asking for. It is the Dragon Horn garage door. That's right, there's some more Dragon Horn skins coming your way, and this one is a very beautifully broken up garage door. The scales, I mean, it really looks like you walk up to that and feel the scales themselves. Like, it pops out. They've done an amazing job with the sculpts there, and yeah, just everything you can expect from this set. Next up, we've got this door that if you stare into it a little bit too long, you might just get hypnotized, and well, that's where the name comes from. It's the Hypnotic Steel garage door. And yeah, they did a good job at breaking this up. Garage doors generally need to look like they can roll up properly, and with this kind of design, you'd think that'd be a little bit hard, but they really broke it up nicely, and it still has that kind of pull you in, illusionary kind of look, so definitely well done. Lastly, for garage doors, we've got one that is all kind of beaten up and scrappy. This is the garage door bus door by Y9J. And yeah, you can see that this is just very rusty. It does look like, you know, just kind of like a bus door, and the garage door panels are made out of it. And you've got all sorts of little stuff, you know, tacked on there. Some street signs, some, you know, random wood. And yeah, definitely really well done. An awesome theme and well-executed idea. Lastly, we've got 2 armored doors for you. Starting with this one right here. And this one just looks like this door is so done with your shit. And this is the substation armored double door. And yeah, it just kind of has this look like, get out of here. I haven't slept for weeks. And yeah, you've got the little rad area, the little arrow that points to the elevator. You've got some wires passing through, Chad written on there. And yeah, definitely a creative door. Take a look at the back here, and it says Chad Base right there. And there you have it. Then over here, we've got this very armored up looking door. This is the Armored Vault Double Door by Mad Polygon. And yeah, look at this thing, man. It looks like one tough door. A lot of work went into the sculpting of this, you can tell. And all the work on like the hinges and just the details. And this is just really one tough looking door for sure. Look at that. All right, and just go ahead and we'll toggle the hatches here because people like to see that. So there you have it. Toggled hatch. Boom. All right, let's take a look at these at night. So we've got the furnaces here. Then we've got the box. And we've got the locker here. Even has a little glow on the back. Just in case you don't put that up against a wall. And then we'll head all the way down here to these doors. Look at that. It's a really nice glow coming off there, and you gotta love that black light effect. That's really cool. Then we'll head on down here to the garage doors. Also some very beautiful glow on both of them. And then you can see the sheet metal train has some light up, the lights themselves, and one of the signs. And then same thing on the double door right here with the light up signs. Alright guys, let's jump into the last part of the video for the week, and it is the tools and weapons, starting out with this ice cream hammer. And yeah, it's been a little bit since we've seen anything from this set, but the hammer is definitely a nice continuation. It is just terrifyingly awesome looking. Look at that. It definitely says it's screaming to me. Next, we've got some continuation in the vegetable set. It looks like we now have a cauliflower rock. This may, if it makes it in, that means we'll then have an official vegetable set in the game. Not something I'm sure I ever thought I'd be saying, but we've got a carrot bone knife, a broccoli bone club, and maybe a cauliflower rock. I guess we'll see how that all goes. But hey, maybe someday soon you can pet your very own cauliflower friend. Next, we've got a tool set for you in the continuation of the lightweight set. We got in a bow, and a lot of people really liked it. It kind of has that nice kind of chrome steel look to it, and it is made out of this lightweight metal material, or at least, you know, that's the design. It's an aluminum alloy, I believe. And then you've got kind of a nice little rubbery grip there at the bottom. Definitely a beautiful set. We'll go ahead and check out the pickaxe to go alongside with it. You can definitely see the rubber grip a lot better on this one. And there you go. It's definitely a simpler set, but it has a lot of a nice detail to the design. Next, we've got a water pipe for you. We don't see water pipe skins too often, so it's definitely cool to see one of these pop in. This is the lowride style water pipe, and it looks like it's about to be part of a new set of lowride items that are being made by this skinner. Decapitator is the Skinner. And yeah, it's definitely got some nice little designs there up in the front. Go ahead and aim down the sights. Not much going on, you know, with a water pipe. It's kind of one of those shoot and go guns. Go ahead and pop a reload there. And boom, there it is. Last for this group, we've got a Python for you, and it's a continuation in the Chromatic Dynasty set. And yeah, it just has that overly chromed look to it with some extra like purpleness to it. So it's not exactly the same as, you know, just straight, you know, usual steel aluminum kind of chrome. Has its own little thing going on. Aiming down the sights, you've got some green neon to help you focus on in. It is not glowing, however. And we'll go ahead and pop a reload there. Looks like there's a little bit weird shading on the actual gun cylinder, so if you're the Skinner, I'll try to remember to send you a message on that one. Next up, we've got a SAP for you, and this one has kind of a gambling kind of look to it in a way, but it also has much more of like a steampunk look to it. It's called the Demon Hunter, and I think that's where all kind of like the symbols and so forth. We've got like the Lucky Clover and a few other things on there, and yeah, lots of gold with a nice matted black to it. Aiming down the sights, you've got some more kind of golden adornment with some red behind it there. The sights themselves aren't too exciting. And we'll go ahead and pop a reload there. Next, we've got a Pumpy for you, and this one is made to look like an alligator. This is the Swamp Crocodile Pump Shotgun, and yeah, a lot of people have tried to do this kind of theme, and it's always cool to see a new version of it. This one definitely has more of a hand-painted kind of design, but then I love the tube in the back actually is its own little like gator. You see like the eyes and everything. It was even sculpted a little bit. He has some bumps and stuff. And when you actually aim down the sights, his teeth are about to eat somebody. So it's definitely a lot of little creativity put into this. We haven't seen a pump shotty for a while, so it could definitely be a nice thing to get. Next, we've got a SAR for you, and this one is all sorts of red. This is the Crazy Red Fish. Who would have thought with a name, right? And as you can see, there is this fish carved out into the wood on the side of it beautifully. And you've got like fish bones and a rib cage, and back here you've got this crazy like tongue sticking out, almost like an anglerfish kind of face, staring back at you as you aim down with those golden sights. Definitely a kind of crazy looking, to fit its name, skin. Next, we've got a Tommy for ya, and this one is a continuation in the Talon set. So as you can see here, it's got that same kind of a tribal-looking design, but it also has much more of like a digital look to it. It's kind of like a mix-up of that, which is, I believe, the kind of vibe to the set. Then you've got some white stripes and the bullets drawn on right there. Go ahead and aim down the sights, and let's pop a reload. Next, we've got an MP5 for you, and this one is a continuation in the Hot Label set. And yeah, you can see it's pretty much just kind of looks like there's a hot glow to it. And that is, well, because there is. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that at the end. Now, the one thing I do have to say is aiming down the sights could have been a little more exciting. They could have colored the screw, added a design, or maybe, you know, actually some color to the side. So that is the only downside, I would say, right here with that one for sure. Oops. Next, we've got an AK for you. And this one, look at those eyes, man. This is the Wild Leo AK. And yeah, just it's got these beautiful eyes right there. There's beautiful painting on it. And then it's got lots of nice little details. You've got that tiger paw print. You've even got some kind of like or leopard spots kind of thing going on in the front. Aiming down the sights here, you've got the big old paw, like I said, and the whole thing kind of has like a bit of a wooden look to it, or I don't know if that's just like the brown paint is doing that for me, but yeah, definitely a very unique and nice looking AK. Next up, we've got another AK for you, and this is a continuation in the new collector's set. We got the L9 in the other week, and now we have a submission for the AK. This one has a crazy looking viper on the side of it, very well done. There's some flowers down there. And as you can see, this is a stockless version. Aiming down the sights, you've got the Viper staring right back at you, and some shiny black sights against kind of the coppery gold look. Next, we've got a brighter AK. This one definitely has more of a kind of like space, sci-fi kind of vibe, and sometimes Hulk doesn't like that kind of stuff, but sometimes he does, so we'll just have to see. I could see this one selling a lot just for the fact of that there aren't a lot of skins that look like this. This is the Blue Line AK by Neville. There's a glowing and a non-glowing version of it as well, so of course we'll be sure to show the glow. Not always the best thing you want on a gun, but definitely with a gun like this, that could be what makes it popular. Next, we've got a kind of redo remake. This is the version 2 of the Anomaly Roots AK. The color has changed to more of a neon-y yellow, and a lot of the details have been kind of brushed up. It has a much more cleaner look to it. It kind of looks like, you know, the AK was found and really cleaned up well, you know? And that's some nice little details to it. Aiming down the sights, you've got a bright neon tip against the silver. Again, not glowing, but definitely very bright to help you kind of focus in. Next, we've got another AK for you, and this one is made to look all cartoony, and of course is therefore named the Cartoon AK. And yeah, it's got all sorts of kind of almost what looks like Easter colors to me. All of these kind of just remind me of all those Easter egg colors you always see. And yeah, it's got that kind of cell shade to give it that cartoon, you know, comic book look. Aiming down the sights here, you can really see it. I think the kind of cell shading really kind of pops out on it there. And then you've got some green tips and a purple tip on, or magenta tip against the like light purple. So there you go. Might be almost a little too many colors to focus. I don't know. I feel like it still kind of helps you kind of aim in. Next, we've got an L9 for you, and man, look at this one. It's got all sorts of stuff going on. It has got this shine to it, and then we've got this kind of, you know, scribble design on it, and this is the Intenso L96 by Andre, and yeah, this one is just really cool. The design is awesome. Aiming down the sights, you do have a little detail there, which is quite nice. There we go with the scope on it. Everyone always likes to see that. Just feels a little more natural with one on it, right? Then we also have a LR for you. This is a continuation in the Caution set. The artist has gone back and remade the Caution LR, and there's been a lot of nice updates to the details and so forth. You've got the big old Caution there. And when you aim down the sights, you've got a bright red tip and ring to go against the yellow and kind of the, you know, fading, you know, paint scraped off there. You've got the little biohazard symbol also as you aim down. And there we go. We'll pop a reload. And there you have it. And lastly, we do have an M249, so I'm just going to drag it down to here and pop it out, and boom, here we go. Now, this is the Hacku M249. It is a glowy gun, so you can see there's some parts that look like they glow, and of course they do, which we will show you. Now, the only thing I can say is the color is very kind of close. It's, you know, it's kind of darker greens and kind of navy shades. It's very close to that dark kind of gray and green, so that might be the only thing that might be a problem to it. I know Hulk has previously denied skins because they look too close to the skin color. You know, the original item's color, I should say. Default skin. There we go. Words. Aim down the sights here. Again, not too much going on. There's a lot of empty space there that could have been used. Go ahead and pop a reload there. And there it is, guys. So that is going to do it. Thanks for watching the video. And as always, tune back in on Thursday, see which ones Hulk actually chose. And we'll go ahead and end out the video by showing you the glowing guns as always. Stay rusty, guys. Have a good one.